different events. They have a combat sports arena that they're building. They have a track that they're building. And this area of Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan is very sports friendly.
It was interesting because the velodrome was one of the warm-up areas for the athletes. So as you walked in, I had a chance to go over there a couple times to talk to some athletes. You had the wrestlers in the center of the velodrome, and then you had the bicyclists going around. That was really interesting to see.
And the cool thing was the bicyclists typically had a motorcycle pace person behind them who was like chasing them. I don't like being chased by anybody, and they were being chased by a daggone motorcycle.
Bronze medal match at 92 kilos. Kazakhstan and Georgia hooking up. Irakli Mitsuri making his way out, a bronze medalist at this year's European Championships. He was also a finalist at the Kolov, representing Georgia, and there is NURGAIPULY.
So interesting enough, if you look at that name, NURGAIPULY, in a lot of Central Asian countries, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, they'll in Mongolia, that Uli or Ulu means the son of. So NURGAIPULY is the son of Nurgalai. So he would really be Nurgalai. But that's what kind of like Andersson in Swedish, the son of.
You are the master of the language. That could be your new nickname.
A lot of people call me face for radio because I have a good face behind a camera.
Kazakhstan will be in the red. Sorry, don't we all have faces for radio, though? The blue for Georgia. 20 seconds in, just getting started. This crowd all settling in on what has been an eventful night. If you just joined us, the 97 kilo, the most talked about weight class. Everybody anticipating the third match possibly tomorrow night with the Russian Sadulayev, the American Snyder. Well, Sadulayev advances. He wins easily in his semifinal. However, Kyle Snyder is knocked off in his bout. So Snyder will come back and wrestle for bronze at the 97 kilo as Azerbaijan, the Olympic champion, picks up a huge win, spoiling the party at 97.
Well, and we talked a little bit about Chamizo going to get that #1 seed and getting away from that bottom side, that the 2 and 3 are very tough. You know, Sadulayev was injured, and he found a way to wrestle in enough rankings tournaments throughout the year to qualify as the #1 seed, which was really big for him.
We'll get a stoppage here in a little bit. No score halfway through this first period. MTSITURI of Georgia, NURGAIPULY of Kazakhstan, and there is the whistle.
And you know, typically it's right at 1.5 minutes. They'll give the first warning at 45 seconds. They'll give them 45 more seconds. And then that second passivity call, which puts the athlete on the activity period or shot clock.
NURGAIPULY is the one on the clock for Kazakhstan. Closing in, few seconds remain on the clock, down to 10. MTSITURI looks content just to get that point wrapped up, and he will. And Georgia goes up 1-0.
Again, different schools of thought. Some go right away. In the first period, they're not going to take a whole lot of risks to score because they're expecting that in the second period, if there's no score, then they're going to get the passivities. I would expect if there's no score coming up here in the next 15 seconds, that MTSITURI will get his first passivity call.
MTSITURI was a guy in the younger ranks. A couple of years ago, he was down at 86. In fact, in 2017, a world bronze medalist at the U23 level at 86 kilos, bumped up to this weight class a year ago at 92, and this is more of his natural fit, growing into that body and really filling it well for Georgia.
I would expect that he will probably go down to 86 kilo again to compete for a spot on the Olympic team for Georgia. A lot of these guys who are wrestling in non-Olympic weights, they're going to have to find their spot if they ever want to be an Olympian. And, you know, you're going to see Jaden Cox here in a little bit. He can go up or down and wrestle a world champ. So it's going to be difficult for a lot of these countries, Russia, you have 7, 8 world champions. Where do you go to make the Olympic team? Those Russian nationals are going to be, they're going to be amazing to watch next year.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, with a lot of these countries and earning their automatic bid to the Olympic, it's not the wrestler who gets that automatic bid, it's the spot for that country which gets the bid. So that makes for some interesting national competition in all of these great countries that we're watching this week.
Another beard by the Georgian.
Yeah.
They have a similar look throughout their whole team.
NURGAIPULY will try to get that offense cranked up a couple of notches. Down 1-0 as we start period number 2. He would love the opportunity to get that point right back off the shot clock, see if he can generate enough activity early on to put the attention on the Georgia wrestler, Tsitsuri.
Right, and I would think in the next 15, 20 seconds, if we don't see any scoring, you're going to see Tsitsuri get a passivity warning. And they're just saying that now, the official's saying red action or blue action. Probably going to see Tsitsuri. Well, they're saying red passive, so we're going to see maybe NURGAIPULY get back on.
He's wanting it. See if it is confirmed by the judge, which it is. And for the second time tonight, he gets tagged.
And that's not a bad call because Tsitsuri was the person more active. But usually you see one for me, one for you. But I guess the officiating crew saw that one man was much more active than the other.
Yeah, you let the action dictate. That certainly is what Georgia's doing according to this referee. He's dictating the tempo, and he's going to get his second passivity point here in a moment. Shot clock expires, 2-0 Georgia. 1:45 for bronze. This crowd's silent, waiting for NURGAIPULY to get something started.
And NURGAIPULY is going to have to be offensive here. He hasn't taken a level change or an attack yet. Tsitsuri really hasn't either, but he's been much more in control of the tie. And there goes Tsitsuri with his activity warning. And he's on the clock. So we'll see if NURGAIPULY just says, okay, I'm going to get that point and then attack, or is he going to attack and try and get the 2 points against Tsitsuri? Because when it goes down, there'll still be 1 full minute. And I'm hoping this last minute, we see a lot of action.
Straight on double by NURGAIPULY, fending it back. Pretty good defensive position established here by Tsitsuri. Just keeps backpedaling. Now he's trying to cut the corner, swing around to the side, and he gets back into the center. That was really well handled by Georgia.
And Tsitsuri really tightrope walked on that edge of the mat so that he didn't give up a step out point. Right now, 2-1. If NURGAIPULY can get a step out, then he will have criteria with no passives, no cautions on the board. And if he can get a 2 point, he wins outright. I love it that our training staff, they have an official doctor on their back. I don't know if we have any unofficial doctors here, but we have a lot of official doctors, and they do a great job of keeping these athletes. I mean, they get them moving very quickly. 30 seconds.
Tsitsuri by 1. Kazakhstan trying to get a bronze in Nur-Sultan tonight.
Tsitsuri's keeping his body in that middle, keeping moving.
Squeezing those forearms of the Kazakhstan wrestler, not allowing him to get in a throw position or a trip. Comes in again, caught by Georgia. Time running down. NURGAIPULY has that left arm squeeze, tries to get that underhook throw, shoots in one last time. Not in the cards for Kazakhstan. Georgia outlast and survives with a bronze.
No offensive activity in that match. 3 passivity, shot clock, activity, clock points. And we have a challenge. We call this the YOLO challenge. You only live once. You have a challenge to use. They're challenging that there was a negative wrestling, but the ref's saying you can't challenge at this point. So we're gonna give the match and allow Sitsuri to be the bronze medalist. Not the most exciting match of the night.
No.
But it's still a bronze medal. Win by 2-1 or win 13-12, you still win.
Kazakhstan has been on the short end tonight. They have had a tough go. First off in the semis and now in the medal round, the gold and bronze medal matches for the first time here in Nur-Sultan in the sold-out Bar East Arena. It was all about defense in this one.